Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Reborn on the NemGo server. Welcome back. Now, I have an epic view of what is currently the dome. I'm normally on that perch over there with the ladder going up the ice spike, but that was to see from the sides to make sure we were all good. This is the way the dome has been built, and it is half finished. The dome has been half built, and it's looking pretty good. I kind of like it. I'm starting to dislike, however, all of the little flecks of grey that I put in it. I thought they were there for detail, shading detail. But when it's such a big, bright area, there's no shadows being formed, it doesn't seem to work quite so well as it did in the darker regions. So, I think I'm going to have to change those bits, but not yet. Not until I've got flying, probably, because they were quite difficult to get up to. Lots of pillaring and all that kind of stuff to get up there in the first place. And overall, it's still a pretty cool-looking build. I kind of like it. Maybe a little bit too random, and that's the problem. I need to throw in some more quartz a little bit. Or maybe when I put some ice around it, the icy tusks coming out of it from each of the angles, then maybe that'll work. But right now I've got like 15k of glass still to place, and I've got 15k of glass available to place. It's just taking a long time of AFKing, really. I'm basically AFKing with with my inventory full of blue glass, with a stapler resting on my right mouse button, so that I can just keep on placing the blocks. Let's go all the way up here. So, yeah, I just sit up the top here with the mouse right-clicking the block and just placing blocks for, well, while I'm cooking food, or while I'm watching a video, or while I'm off doing something else. And then I come back when my inventory is empty and replenish my inventory. And it seems to be working okay. It's just a slow process. Just a slow process, but we've got half done. And as you can see there as well, while I've been offline, that chunk, if we look on the minimap, the chunks that I've got chunk loaded, this corner that I'm using at the minute, has been snowed upon. So the server has had a rainy night or something, a rainy week or whatever, and it's just snowed on every available place on the glass dome. On this side it's a bit speckled. That's when I've probably let it snow a little bit and then changed night to day by sleeping, and it stopped while I've been on the server. And then I built this next section, and since then somebody's been on the server and it's just rained. So that's going to be a thing. That's going to be a feature. It's going to be white on top. On the map, it's going to be white. It's not going to be seen. Now, I'm hoping that that's not going to be too bad overall with the visuals from the outside, or whether I'm going to have to do something to stop snow forming on the top of my dome. Now, this level here, internal to the little rim around the top of the base, is going to be a storage area, I feel. A storage area and basic block creation. Like this kind of stuff is going to be basic block creation. Yeah, we're creating a tree farm, we're creating basic blocks, that kind of stuff. We're going to be storing blocks in storage drawers and in an AE system all around. And it's only got a couple of floors lower, as in this wraps round like so, and then it's 3, maybe 4 high, and then it wraps back underneath. So I'm tempted to take the floor down a couple of blocks, and that doesn't seem like much right now, but when I started building this, there was quite a lot to build this floor down a couple of blocks. Now, I was also planning to take out this stone wall all the way around, so we could see the carpeted wall of the outside there, and get rid of all of this. What I put in as a ceiling. I put in as a ceiling tile, so that I could place the other ones on top of it. But now that's all going to come out as well to allow us to have this kind of ceiling. Yeah. So I'm thinking that maybe I need to go down 1 or 2 just to see how that would feel. I need a couple more blocks head height. It feels like I need a couple more blocks head height. And then get a load of bits and pieces started that is basic generation of items over here. Now I've got the tech area. Ego's got a tech area, and we've got ender chests, so we link things up in that respect. I've already got the, well, I had the glass coming in from the tech area over there being delivered. So I could have some machines that are generating items that can be delivered via the ender chest from the tech area over here. So there's that, but really I need to think about my layout first. Now the first choice was 4 different types of magic, 4 quarters of the circle means I divide into 4 sections, which I started doing down below. It also made sense to only have to process 1 quarter before I could get started on building the whole shell. I've got 3 quarters of this area that have got basements that are filled full of ice and snow still, that I've got to clear out. So there's that. And up here, I don't know, it just doesn't feel tall enough, does it? It's not big enough. So I think I'm going to have to figure out a solution. Okay, so I've had a play around, and I think that this is about the right shape and size I want. It is the octagon setting on here. You can change it to whatever setting you want. I went for octagon. It's not exactly octagon-like, but it's more octagon than I could do by hand, I guess. It's kind of a squared off here. Look, it's got a point here which is squared off, so we've got a side running down that way and a side running down that way. And this is kind of like the middle zone here. And I've decided to keep it at the 5 blocks tall, because that's okay, isn't it? That's okay. We'll do less space normally. I think because of the epic grandeur of the overall structure, I'm worried a little bit about that, but nothing to worry about too much. And then we've got another side over here, which is a good place for a door into a corridor, which goes out to the edge over there, and that gives us the cardinal direction still, whereas everything in between would probably be the zone. So this would be a zone, and we'll bring it out from that corner out towards the edge in a kind of diagonal. So this would zone off this section, like so. Better put that torch back. There we go. And this area here would then have, like, we would probably do across here. So we've got a corridor of 3 wide along here. And then that section would be an area which would have some stuff in it, like rooms and stuff inside it, which would again have some kind of doorway along this portion. And I probably want to use the chisel laboratory blocks for some of these as well. Yeah, so we got that, right? So then that's divided, and that would be evenly divided in that section as well. That would give us basically 8, because it's octagon, give us 8 different sections. So each of our quarters is divided into 2 sections up here that can be fairly large rooms, because when you look at it from that angle, it's fairly big in Minecraft terms. But then you look that way and imagine the whole of that is a little workshop area for a certain type of thing, then that's going to be pretty epic. Now I don't want to put too much automation and stuff over here, because this isn't the tech area. But I do want to be able to put some basics in one of these areas and applied energistics in one of these areas, so that we've got an applied energistic system running. So we're going to need power and all that kind of stuff. First though, I'm going to set all this up around us and give it some sort of theme. I was thinking of different colours, and the different colours I'm coming up with here, purple or magenta for Thorncraft, or purple and magenta for Thorncraft, red and potentially orange or red and black or something for Blood Magic, lime green and green for Botania, and then the greys and dark colours with a highlight of white as the stars for Astral Sorcery. The 4 different types, and kind of theming them a little bit. For a start though, this area, I'm just going to put, I'm probably just going to put a different colour for each area up above. So if I was to come down here like so, and make that, then I would go along the top in this section, like this, and then pick a colour. Let's go with the magenta, and we would say that that is then a Thorncraft area designated, so I would remember where my Thorncraft stuff was, because if it's all going to be looking the same, I'm going to quickly lose directional orientation around here, aren't I? It's because it's all the same shape and size. The colour scheme is going to be the way that we look at the directionals. Well, The dome's done and fully snowed on as well. Look at that, snowed across the whole dome, apart from where I've put the torches down. But as you can see, it's looking pretty cool, and I'm very, very high up. Y200, and clouds, if they were there, would be around here. Beautiful midday, can't see a thing from up here. No view whatsoever. Internally, there's not really that much of a view either. Just a long way up and a long way down. It's quite a large build, isn't it? Quite a large build, and I've done quite a lot of sitting AFK and grinding out resources and doing all that kind of stuff to get it done. But I'm pleased with the result. That's the main thing, isn't it? Yeah. Down here in the control room where all the action's been happening, I've been just kind of keeping myself organised, and it's been harder and harder. I've started on the AE system because, well, I needed some place to store stuff and do crafting in a suitable area. I need to get that started. Needed to work on a few little automation devices and bits and pieces just to get going. And I've already spent like 10, 15 minutes of this episode talking about this wonderful area I'm creating. And you can't really look behind closed doors at the minute because it's just blank. It's a blank canvas ready for the rest of the series. It kind of feels like I'm procrastinating far too much in today's episode. The rest of today's episode, let's finish off a building exercise. Now I've got quite a large amount of stock for building materials. We've got lots and lots of marble up here. The first bit of marble that I want to test out is, of course, these beautiful marble pillars. These marble pillars from Astral Sorcery are pretty epic. As soon as you get 2 blocks, from 1 block, as soon as you get up to 2 blocks, you've got this beautiful marble pillar, which automatically sets itself right the higher you go, which is great, like it. And it could be that we do this as plinths or something, but this kind of lends itself to have some pillars. I was thinking about putting the pillars into, like, taking this away and making that a pillar. But the more I think about it, the more I feel like this should have some extra bit of detail. And this, instead of being an area that's of use, it's just a passage from one area to the next. It's just a way to run through. So I'm actually thinking now that I start putting these pillars out here. I was also wondering what I should do with the ceiling, but that's another story entirely. And also whether or not I should have a luxurious finish around the place. Like, so go from there and have another block down below, which we can change this. I've got all sorts on me. Marble, here we go. Let's have a finishing block like this ruined marble that we also get from the same areas. And kind of have that as a little finishing area down below. Yeah? And then maybe, just maybe, have some kind of greenery or purple opulence. Let's have some magenta. Purple opulence hanging around behind that. With pictures on and picture frames or the like. Maybe filling in those gaps like this. I don't like that it's filling in though, because the shapes appealed to me. Maybe I'll have to chisel and bits it. Yeah, I'm not so keen on that. The shapes appealed to me before, but we'll put these down where we want pillars to be. And we'll start with that at least, because I think that works. Maybe have ones in the doorways as well. Let's see how that looks on this one side on its own. Let's have pillars running down. Now they don't have to be all the way up to the top, do they? They could be pillared up to a something or other close by. They don't have to go all the way. Although it doesn't look too bad all the way. We can kind of have them going up to there and then put something above it. Another chisely bits kind of thing. Let's see what we got. We've got these Celtic symbols. Like that. Kind of holding it up. That kind of thing. Maybe throw a little greenery in there as well. Some kind of potted plant type feel. I mean, we've got plenty of this that I've been picking up from when we had a hopper bonsai over here. And throw in a little bit of greenery behind here. Not you. A little bit of greenery. Growing up the walls a little bit. Maybe put something in here. Not so sure that that's the right thing, but we'll try that. Maybe put that up there as well. Yeah. Maybe it needs a little bit of glowstone behind there. I kind of like that though. That's not a bad look. Not so keen on having it at the top as well. I think having it at the top as well is too much. And also, the Celtic knot is a bit too much as well. So maybe we'll bring that out. Maybe we'll put the Celtic knot around the outside there. Into that section. Or just straight across. Let's fill it up anyway. Well, I should have a light source behind there maybe. Fill that up, put that across. And then put the marble pillars going up there. Like that. So glowstone wise, we've got these really cool bright tiles, which these ones do nicely for in the floor. They give an opulent effect in the floor. That's where all my glowstone went actually, in the floor already. But these give us a bright look about them in that style, which brightens up the room slightly. Don't know if that's the right thing though. I might have to mess around with that a little bit. Try and find something like that. Something a bit different like that, yeah? And then put the vegetation a couple of blocks up rather than full. And again, maybe maybe not. Ooh, I do like the way it shines a little bit of light in though. Looks a bit more modern office. So yeah, I'm liking that. I do feel like that's not quite right though. Having the glowstone there is good, but not quite like that. Let's go with this up to the top. And let's just smash this out. Go. And see how that looks. That doesn't look too bad. And then figure out putting something else in amongst these areas. Like there. Cover the light itself. Maybe something that can hang from that area. Maybe something hanging banner-wise. Maybe. So that's that's not bad actually. I quite like that. I quite like that. Then as we go, we can add in little magical details like little glowing magical sparks and other little sparkly things and the like. As we go, we can add in some extra details from the magic mods. But that as a general look, I quite like. I quite like that. So I'm going to work on that on all four sides. Okay, I'm now looking at this kind of angle and seeing which way around it might go. These twisted designs seem to be a little bit better. I mean, it's a bit more like an AE system, isn't it? Twisted designs. And I might put in one of those factory block or coloured block types in a little bit to try that out. But now I'm trying something that's going to involve a little bit more colour. Because I'm going to have colour around here. I'm going to have colourful lobby here or colourful entrance area. Kind of wanted to make it look like a really funky looking HQ office block type area. Ego's done a similar sort of thing over on the tech area, where he's included some nice little builds to make it look like a cool reception area for our NemGo Tech area that we've started off in. But let's have a look, see what we've got. We've got some dirt, this is good. And I'm guessing I've got lots of flowers as well. So yeah, if we get some petals from in here, I mean, what colour petals should we go for? Let's get a purple. Let's get a couple of purple. Let's get a magenta, a mystical blue, and a lime green, and a normal blue. Why not? And I guess a white. No, white's not enough colour. We need more colour. That's the whole point of this, is to have more colour going on, more colour. So we're going to put these into here, like so. And get some bone meal, because I've got plenty of that kicking around somewhere. Where did I put it? Over here. Over here. Here we go. This'll do. I've got bone meal in my inventory. That'll do nicely then. And we're going to put... Let's go with one of these in this one. and then bone meal it up. So we've got a nice little flower in there. And let's go with a magenta next to that. Why not? Magenta, bone meal that up. There we go. Add a little colour to the area. So that means that that isn't quite going to work right. Maybe I need to put some something covering it up slightly. Or maybe it'll be alright. Maybe. Looking good. Yeah. I kind of like that. That's not bad. Not a bad look. Not a bad look. Still got to carpet the floor. But that's not a bad little look. You've kind of got a luxury element to it with the marble. Kind of luxurious. May need a few more bits and pieces to make it look a little bit less blocky. But we are talking Minecraft here, aren't we? We're talking Minecraft. So maybe some half slabs or something along the top there. Maybe bring this down and put another block in like this. As a block between the two. Maybe that. Let's try that next. I don't think that looks too bad. I don't think that looks too bad, actually. I mean, I might throw a Thorncraft crystal or two around the place a bit later on, but for now, that doesn't look too bad. So I just pop the last one out of each column and replacing it with this engraved marble, which doesn't look too engraved, but does have that capping stone look about it. And yeah, I think that sets us off in the middle there. I think that looks alright. I'm happy with that. This is all going towards, of course, getting rid of all these torches, so we don't have to worry about those. I want more glowstone in the floor to get rid of the torches, and I don't want any glowstone in the ceiling. So this kind of glow, so that I get rid of all the shadowing effects, all the shadows. So when you look down here, you can see no shadows, but there's a gap of 1 between them, and we can put a load of carpet down on these as well. I do have lots and lots of wool, and we do have a fair amount of carpet kicking around in here as well. Let's just throw a load of purple carpet down. So we would have quite a luxurious look about it. Maybe going around the edge here. Maybe not too much, but definitely going around the edge of the central island. With a colour like that. That covers up all of the glowstone that I'm going to be putting in the floor. And then in each different area, maybe do some glowstone edging close by to the edges there. That might look good. So I'm going to carpet the whole area, basically, I think. That's going to be the idea. Carpet the whole area. Mobs can't spawn. I can use glowstone in the floor to light it all up and get that sorted. What the design is, I've got to figure out. Other things that I want to check out first, though, is kind of duplicating this kind of feel, but on this wall. Now, I feel like we need to do something at each doorway. So I may duplicate the design a little bit on each of these doorways over here. Just so that we've got a little bit of something going on over this side. Let's get that other block as well now that we've got here. And maybe a pillar there and there. So we've got a little bit going on there like that. Perhaps having the glowstone and spruce looking stuff going on. Glowstone there, spruce built up to it. Like so. Gives us a little bit of something going on in there. And then we would use this other marble to block that off a little bit. Like so. That kind of works. That would work alright. Kind of. Yeah. Oh, we've got to remove some of those again. Kind of like that. That's not too bad. I did have an idea for these sections, but that's not too bad a thing going on like that. I'll put this up here. Just square it off a little bit more. But that's not too bad at all, is it? That's not a bad look. And I also wanted to put in some iron doors so that these wooden doors were no longer a thing. So we'd have an iron door and we would kick it in about there. Presumably I'm going to need the floor changing a little bit as well so that we can make this work. And then have an iron door on the inside and outside. Iron pressure plate letting me in through the doors and out automatically, opening for me. Trying to automatically open for me. Let's have a look, see what it looks like. Boom. Yes. I like it. I like it a lot. That's not bad. I can do that everywhere as well. So let's get that done. Okay, now I'm giving these flare lanterns a chance. It's a lot less glowstone. It's one piece of glowstone, 2 pieces of glass, and 2 pieces of gold instead of all of this in the floor. I'm still making the most of the pieces in the floor finished off because it will look nice from the underside and the upper side and all that. It's going to look nice. It's going to give us a very bright feel down here. And I've done all these side pieces. Quite pleased with them. But there's a lot still to do around here. Snow was kind of my building block, my feature block. I can leave it. That doesn't look too bad with snow in the background. Or I can change it and it'll probably still look good. This needs changing up a little bit. And I've had ideas for this already with white stained glass. Now my initial thoughts were to go with having a very modern office look. So each section would have its own like modern office feel to it. Probably be much better if I actually had an exchange wand to change this around, but let's just do it by hand for now. Right. So we take all of that out and we put in a lovely windowed section into the offices down there. Maybe I need to produce this as well and bring that office window out a bit further. So we're going to end up with office windows into the immediate area. So each little section has its own office. Now, whether or not I do it like that office there and this office here, 2 separate things, I'm still going to need to access points. So, yeah, maybe this has an access point, requires a doorway somewhere along here. If I poke this out, then I'm going to have to put a door somewhere like this. Like this. In order to make that work. And then, of course, I'm going to need to have a way in and out of that. Let's just do with this for now. Gonna need a way in and out of that. That doesn't look great. I don't like it. So I'm going to end up with a doorway somewhere like this where I am now. Where I'm putting this one. Put a door in there like that. And then have, this is glass, all the way down the edge of it. So we'll end up with a large glass face. All the way down here. Let's get rid of these ones. Can I do it faster with a shovel? Yeah, I can do it a bit faster. And I get some snow back. So bonus, I don't have to make it again. Right there. So a nice big glass fronted office space with an entrance there. And then we would put some snow down the side here. I'm getting stuck in my own area here. And then we'll make that office so that it comes down to here maybe. Or we wouldn't make it that far. It's not supposed to be a massive office. So let's go 3s. So we're going to end up 3 spaces there. Yeah. And then we would have another doorway in this section. Like that. So we can run straight through into the actual workshop-y area. But this section here would be okay for just running through like this, and we'll get our builder's wand out. Just build this up. So we end up with a nice clean office space. It's not bad. It's kind of what I'm looking for. When I've done the other sides as well, it'll probably look a lot better. But for right now, it is doing what I want it to do. These things can be covered up with painted pressure plates later on. And I've changed the stone out for carpet, and this is chiseled light grey wool. Looks quite cool, not bad. And I figured I would put some kind of like meeting table on here. So it does need to be a little bit bigger. So maybe 1 more block bigger, so that it'd be a kind of a trim around it. Yeah. And then we get some tables. Now I know these chairs need to be placed so they are correct. So if I'm putting a 2 wide table for a meeting area, the chairs aren't going to fit properly. Yeah, it needs to be a 3 wide for the chairs to fit properly. And then that can go down the sides as well, yeah. So I'm going to do a bit of messing around with that, but internal office-y type tables and chairs and things. A few planters and things like that. Should look good from the outside here. And the most important thing, I think, is probably going to be that there's going to be some kind of applied energistics terminal around there. Maybe some kind of displays in the wall here of what items are available within there. Maybe something framed in there for the kinds of things that we're going to be using. That's a crafted drawers, framed drawers, that would work. So we can see at a glance the kind of materials we're getting from in there and storing in there. I don't know if that's necessary though. This might just be a good looking office space. So that is it for today's episode. But I am getting quite a ways on, and you've seen the building process a little bit more. So thank you very much for watching another episode of Reborn on the NemGo server, NemGo Reborn. I will see you very soon for some more, when hopefully I'll finish this entire area off and we're ready to get on with automating all kinds of cool things with AE and magic. It's going to be amazing. See you later.